what's going on, everybody? Christian Ballard, Ballard Sports Media, coming at you with a St. Patrick's Day special. I did not put that in the title of the video, but as I record this on St. Patrick's Day, why not the next preview video be the one and only Notre Dame Fighting Irish? Seriously. You look at what this team did last year, too. 9-4 overall, 9-4 in Marcus Freeman's first year, and it was a rough start. Not gonna lie. You look back at what they did; they went 1-0 in conference play, if they even have a conference. Notre Dame's schedule is simple. Not simple for them, but they basically play any Power 5 team. You schedule them, you line it up, and they get at least one other, independent team. And that team was none other than the Navy Midshipmen. They beat them 35-32. You look back at what they did last year. Let me pull this up, and then we'll get after this year's schedule. Ohio State, they lost 21-10. They lost to the Marshall Thundering Herd. After that Marshall game, though, they really did try to turn it around. They struggled against California, but at least they won the game. California, a team that only got 1 or 2 wins last year, not very good. Obviously, Notre Dame was having their struggles and having a hard time finding their rhythm, finding their identity under Marcus Freeman. But I think the North Carolina game that was up next, 45-32 in Chapel Hill, North Carolina was a great team that won the division, that played Clemson for the ACC runner-up. Really, really good. That win solidified and made a statement for Notre Dame. Now, they still lost to Stanford. They still lost to USC, who almost made the playoffs if they don't lose the Pac-12. But, if you look at this, they did have some, as Mr. Funnyman would put it, struggle wins. They had some struggle wins. They struggled against BYU. They struggled against Navy. They upset Clemson, who was struggling a bit. We already did a Clemson preview. So they had some struggle wins. They had some big wins. Notre Dame was a roller coaster last year is what it was. I don't understand how you lose to Stanford. I don't understand how you lose to Marshall. I'm not here to dog on those teams or anything. I'm not going to take anything away from those teams. But it's Notre Dame. This is a powerhouse. This is a big coaching job. And what Brian Kelly did was incredible. Let me actually pull up. I am curious. What was Brian Kelly's record at Notre Dame? Let's look. His overall record as a coach. Well, it's not listed. What? They don't have it listed? That's ridiculous. That's unacceptable. Hold on. He played linebacker, I know. Here we go. Brian Kelly, overall, as a head coach, is 273, 102. Right? Now, at Notre Dame, he joined in 2009. He replaces Charlie Weiss. He takes over, and he just goes off, man. Remember, in his third season, he led them to a national title game. And then he led them to the playoffs in 2018. and then in the COVID season. So I don't I don't know his overall record here. Let's see. Okay, at Notre Dame, um, overall at Notre Dame he was 92-40. So there's that. In conference play, well, there was only one year where they were in the ACC. He went 9-0. So he did pretty good in a conference for a team that's, well, not in a conference. Okay, let's stay on track here. Let's go ahead and move forward and get into the 2023 schedule. So I do want to hear from you guys in the comments. Let me know your record prediction for Notre Dame, what you expect. Notre Dame, quite a few freshmen, brings in some transfers. Um, you know, they have it literally when you look at it, it's a lot of freshmen and then 4 seniors. Javante Jean Baptiste, who's a defensive lineman, Sam Hartman at quarterback, Thomas Harper at safety, and Caleb Smith, all graduate students, all seniors. Sam Hartman comes over from Wake Forest. I don't know the reasoning behind his transfer. I don't think he lost his job. He was a great quarterback, probably going to make it in the NFL someday, but he goes over to Notre Dame. He's going to lead your offense. When you look at the schedule, I think it sets up okay. You played Navy, who last year, when you look at what Navy was able to do, this was a team that went below 500. They went 4-8 overall, which was an improvement from 2021. They did lose the Army-Navy game, lost teams like Notre Dame, lost to Cincinnati. So you play Navy, you play Tennessee State. Here's where it gets tough. NC State, they lose their quarterback to Kentucky and Devin Leary. Have not looked at a team like the Wolfpack yet, but they could be really good with Dave O'Doran. Central Michigan, Ohio State, obviously we know all about them. They might take steps back this year, but they could find their rhythm at quarterback and on the defensive side of things by this point in the season. So Ohio State. At Duke, I'd be careful about that Durham game. Duke's been an improved team, and they're not what they are in basketball, but they're much improved in football. At Louisville, USC, they get 2 bye weeks. That's just how Notre Dame is set up. Not everyone else is getting 2 bye weeks this year because of the calendar like we had, I think, in the pandemic season or in 2021. So they get their first bye week, October 21st. Then they get Pitt. Then they get Clemson. They get a bye week. They get Wake Forest. They get Stanford. Overall, my thoughts on this. At most, I don't see them hitting the 10-win mark. I think they could hit 9 wins mostly because we give you guys our record prediction is at most what can they do? What can they do the most? That NC State game, probably a trap. That could be your 4th loss. That would get you 8 wins. Could you lose to Navy? No disrespect to any of the armed forces academies. Much love and respect. Thank you for your service. But the football team is not up to the best of standards right now. And I got to call it what it is. Notre Dame is a better football team. They should probably win that game. Now, they could lay an egg and, fall the first week of the season. We'll see. And again, their spring game on April 22nd on Peacock. I might have to watch that. We'll have to go live for some spring games, man. That could be fun. Games like Navy, Tennessee State, I guess like Duke and Louisville, Central Michigan. This is a tough schedule. And you got some great teams scheduled, which I give you credit for the quality of opponents. But there are some teams you should just be better than. Central Michigan, Tennessee State, Navy. You should be better than Duke and Louisville. And I expect them to be just that. I think Notre Dame gets back to playing Notre Dame football. The only thing is, I don't think they should have college football playoff hopes for this season. That being said, I go ahead and I'll give a record prediction. I think they could go 9-3 at most. That's the ceiling. At worst, if they lay some eggs and they get fried a little bit, 7-5. The losses, I'm going to say Ohio State, USC, and at Clemson. Each of those teams probably with playoff implications. Now, I think Ohio State is just better than Notre Dame. They could actually, if this were week 1, that's different. But I just have a feeling, what are they going to do against NC State? What are they going to do to Central Michigan? What are they going to do against Navy before the Buckeyes come to town? That's something to think about. I don't know, man. You got to give Notre Dame a lot of credit for the schedule. Quality opponents, Power 5. 1, 2, 3 potential playoff teams in Clemson, USC, and Ohio State, all of which I have you losing to. I just don't think you're up to the standard of possibly beating teams like that. So we'll see. But again, I got them 9-3 with losses to the Buckeyes, the Trojans, and the Clemson Tigers. I love you guys. Jesus loves you. Thank you so much for watching. Comment below what you think about Notre Dame this year. Am I wrong? Am I missing something? I like Sam Hartman at quarterback. That's going to be really, really good. You got Caleb Smith. You got Braylon James, Rico Flores. I could go down the list at receiver. Jaden Osbury comes in at linebacker. They just have a lot of freshmen, man. I mean, you should see their roster. They have a lot of freshmen coming in this year, and it's going to be a lot of inexperience. It's going to be some new faces, some leadership coming back. I just don't think it's enough. I love y'all. Jesus loves you. Please like, comment, and subscribe right here to Ballard Sports Media for more sports content. And until next time, folks, Ballard Sports Media. Check it out. Love you guys. Have a great weekend.